Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of the Greek New Testament, and I'm reading through Colossians and up to chapter 3, verse 18, which is the next little section on, well, the heading here apparently is social duties, on the behaviour of women and children and fathers and slaves. Hai gunaikes hypatasis their tois andrasin hos anaiken en kurio. Hoi andres agapate tas gunaikas kai me pikrines their prosaltas. So wives, so women or wives, are now an imperative from hypatasso, be subject to, it's a passive, be subject to, well, andrasin, literally to the men, but this is used in the sense, gune and ane are often used in the sense of wife and husband. So wives, be subject to your husbands, hos anaken en kurio. Anaken, normally you get anak with an iota here. This is a New Testament usage. It's an impersonal, it's normally used impersonally, anak, it is proper. And this must be just a variation on this. So as it is proper, or as one should, en kurio, in the Lord. Hoi andres, and you husbands, agapate, another imperative, love your wives, kai me pikrines there. So we get me plus an imperative here from pikrino, and it's in the probably in the middle here, I think. It means to make bitter, perhaps to show no bitterness. It may have the sense of to speak sharply or harshly to. Pikros is bitter. So do not, it's something like do not speak harshly to or show bitterness towards them. Ta tekna hup akuete tois gonusin katapanta, tu toga eu areston estin en kurio, hoi pateres me erethisdete ta tekna humon, hina me arthumosin. And so we get this balancing here. There's one reference to the wives, then to the husbands, and now it's to the children and their fathers. So, and children, hupakuete, and it takes a dative, means to obey, not be subject to, but obey, hupakuo, plus the dative. So obey the parents. This is the gonusin. This is the third declension dative plural from gonus, obviously connected with that gen root from ginamai. So children, obey your parents, katapanta, in all respects. Tu toga, for this is you areston, well-pleasing in the Lord. This is you plus areston. There's a verb aresko, to please, arestos, pleasing. This is well-pleasing. Hoi pateres, and fathers, do not erethisdete. Erethisdete, this verb, against imperative, means to provoke or antagonize. So do not provoke or antagonize your children, hina me, lest they might become despondent. This is from arthumio, so lest they might become despondent. Hoi douloi hupakuete katapanta tois katasaka kuriois, me en ophthalmodulia hos anthropareskoi, ala en haplote ti kardias phobuminoi ton kurion. Slaves, obey in every respect your lords, your masters, katasaka, according to the flesh. So kata often means human, or human masters. Your masters according to the flesh. Not in, now we get this funny word here, ophthalmdulia. I think it's probably well, this word only occurs elsewhere in Ephesians 6:6, interestingly. It's made up of ophthalmos and doulia. It literally means eye service. That is, to serve only when being watched. So I could translate that, not serving when being watched, as anthroporiskoi, as pleasing to men. You get that anthropos plus that areskoi, same root we had up here earlier with areston. Allah, but in simplicity, from haplotes, third declension noun, but in simplicity of heart, fearing the Lord. Ho'ean poiete ek psyches egazeste hos to kurio kai ukanthropos. Edotis hoti apokurio apolempseste ten apodosin tes kleronomias. And now we get the ean here is for an, it's indefinite. So this simply makes it whatever, that thing which you might do, literally. So whatever you do it ek psuche, from your soul, as though you were doing it for the Lord and not for men. Eidotis, knowing that, apolempseste, this is the future from apolambano. In earlier Greek, the mu would not have been there, but because it's a nasal infix in the present, but it does reappear in Biblical Greek, and I think I've seen it also in some late classical Greek. The mu persists here. The root is lab, and so the change here would have been lapes, and the mu simply survives from the present form. So knowing that you will receive from the Lord ten apodosin, the reward or requital, literally the giving back. It's anti plus apo plus the didomi root. So requital for your kleronomias, the requital of the inheritance. So the reward of the inheritance. To curio Christo doulete. So serve the Lord Jesus, the Lord Christ. Hoga adikon commissetai ho adikes sen, and I'll just pause it there. Now, funny use of commisdo in the middle here. Commisdo has the sense of to carry or to bring. In fact, better bring, I think. To bring. In the middle, it's to bring upon oneself, and hence often translated will be requited. But I think it's to bring upon oneself is probably better here. For the one doing wrong will bring upon himself that which he has done wrong, the very thing which he has done wrong. Others translated, for the one doing wrong will be requited, taking it more perhaps as a, even though it's middle in form, as a passive. So the one doing wrong will be requited for that which he has done wrong, or will bring upon himself that which he has done wrong. Kai uk estin prosopolempsia. Now this is a very common word, and various similar words to this in the New Testament. It has that sense of to show partiality. So for there is not partiality. It's a first declension feminine noun. It's made up from prosopon and the lamps from lambano, to take things at face value, or to take things on the basis of appearance, and so hence the sense of partiality. There's lots of roots of this used in the New Testament, and I think it probably is in the Septuagint as well. So, for there is no partiality, and that's the end of chapter 3.